Shooting the shiznit, shooting the shiznit. Best little wrestling podcast in the business. Your host BT and all his guests. You'll never know who he'll have next. Shooting the shiznit, shooting the shiznit. Best little wrestling podcast in the business. Shooting the shiznit.
Hey, we're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is an STSPOD.club production. We did all episodes Memphis in May, and every year what we do in June is we have what I call leftovers. C-Money, have you ever been a leftover?
Wow. Wow.
It's a good thing, man. It don't sound good, but it is a good thing, I promise you. What we do is we talk to people in the Memphis area. You guys, you and your two brothers were with us in August. I believe it's been almost 3 years. That's crazy. August of 2022, episode 360. We sit down with all three of y'all. If you want to hear their story as growing up and all that, guys, y'all go to that episode and get familiar with all three guys. I've known these guys for a long time, and I always used to tell C-Money that he was my favorite East Coast bad boy. So I wanted to bring you on because we have sort of a connection with. I'm working with you with advertising, and then I just wanted, y'all did Osceola for so many years, but you are getting out there doing other shows around the area. I mean, it's close, but what, and I know, the end result is money, to make a little money, but what made you just, decide, hey, I'm going to start running shows outside of the Osceola shows?
I mean, honestly, it was the kind of thing we did as a company, and my brother Harry just didn't want to deal with it no more. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it over. But I've always wanted to do it. It's a lot harder than I thought. A lot harder. Wrestlers, they're divas. They're hard to work with.
So you're running the Osceola show plus all the house shows too?
No, my brother Harry. Well, we all run the Osceola show. Harry's the promoter of Osceola. David's the booker and stuff. But I'm just, me and Harry do the other Saturday shows, but Mark Tree, that's totally my show.
Awesome. So you do in that one show that y'all did recently at the what is it? The Strong Center Recreational Center. Yes. That's a show that LaFont's done for years, didn't he? And Moondog and everything.
Did it for years. Heck, I don't know how many years we've done that show, but it's been a lot. That was our first one doing in a few years.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was there one time and LaFont's wanted me to leave. He got mad at me at some stuff I said about him on the website, and he wanted me to leave. And who is he's going to hate me for not remembering his name. The big sheriff or the state trooper that helped y'all, the big old guy to help run those shows sometimes. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. And of course, I can't either.
Yeah. That's what happens when you get old, man.
Tell me about it.
I can't remember his name, but he told him, hey, I asked him to come, so I'd really like for him to stay. So LaFont's was okay with that. We had, and I hope I didn't, I might have made a mistake and called you CJ Money. Did I call you CJ Money?
I didn't catch it if you did.
I may have, but let's talk about this real quick because we had CJ Money and Mama Money on to do an episode for all, and it was really lots of people listened to it. It was probably the
I watched it.
Yeah, the highest downloaded one when it comes to all episodes, the ones that's Memphis in May. CJ comes to you and he wants to be a wrestler. Do you know that? You know that at a very early age, that's what he's going to want to do?
Man, I've known that his whole life. I had him in the front row. He was a couple days old, and he was in the front row. It was no denying him wanting to be a professional wrestler. All his life at wrestling, outside of wrestling. He's always collected action figures. Hell, he still plays with his action figures now. At 17 years old, he'll get on the floor
Man,
and play with
come
his
on,
legs.
kayfabe.
Yeah,
Don't
I
tell
mean
on him, man.
that's just how much he loves it. That's just that he loves it. He always has. There was really no doubt in it, man. I mean, honestly, I always knew he'd be doing it. I actually got another son that's training now that referees, and I actually got my 14-year-old daughter that referees, and she's training. So, and plus we
What
got a
about your two
nephew,
brothers?
and
They have sons too, right?
my brother Harry's son is training now also. And my brother David's son, one of the Devil's Rejects, he used to work. I don't know, maybe 8, 9 years or so. My brother David's daughter did some stuff with us as the Devil's Reject. We used to bring her out in a straight jacket and stuff. It's definitely my family. Man, my family's forever going to be in wrestling.
And I said this. I was talking to CJ and Mama Money, and just talking about your mom. Your mom has always been a huge part of being there for you guys and a huge support of what's going on. She's still there every week.
My mom does not miss a day.
That's
She
awesome,
hates
man.
it. She'll say it every time. I hate this shit. She'll say it every time. She hates it, but my mom does not miss a day.
She worked in Steel for when I was living in Steel. She worked at Family Dollar, I believe it was,
Yeah.
and I always get them and Dollar General mixed up, but Family Dollar. And I would see her at least once a week, and she always talked about you boys and said, "Come see us, come on, come to the show." And then when we got the books, she was always real excited about the books. So
She still has them. She's always I got to get my book. My mom will forever be our number one fan.
hey, that's awesome because
Because
that's a
we
big.
love our mama too.
Well, that's why, my little catchphrase that I did it. I sent in a voicemail to a comedy podcast, and I was just saying some stupid shit. And then at the very end, I said, "Love my mama." And then my wife said, "Why did you say that?" And I said, "Man, I don't know why I said that." She said, "Were you high?" And I go, "No, I was not high. I was straight. I don't know why I said it." But then the guys on the comedy podcast joked about it. And every time they would have me on, they would say, "Love my mama." And I was like, "Oh, hell, I'm going to start using this." So we started using it. And I'll have to go back and see how many episodes. And I just love it that Simon had CJ use it on TV. Just awesome to see them actually use the phrase. And my mom watches wrestling. She's a huge wrestling fan and has watched Memphis wrestling, and I think she's been to Osceola a couple of times with me. But she was a huge supporter of me. Anything I did in the wrestling business, and still is. She listens to all the podcasts, so we have that big, a good support system when it comes to our mom. And I give a lot of my success to my mother and my dad, the way they raised me. So if we keep doing what we're doing, that's what they was always about, is a hustle of some kind.
Yeah, our mom even works the show. She works the concession. So
That's what mom did too when I promoted.
she helps clean the building. I mean, my mom is a huge part of our team, for sure.
I've got to ask you this, because let me tell you, your ex-wife, and let's let everybody know it's your ex-wife. And this, if you're sitting here watching this, you go, "What the hell is BT talking about?" C Money is CJ Money's daddy. Mama Money is your ex-wife. How do you still run shows with your ex-wife?
Oh, I don't. She actually quit Osceola.
Oh, okay, all right.
Here a few weeks ago, she actually quit Osceola. Before that, I mean, there's heat between us, but I just difference in opinions about raising kids, stuff like that. But I won't get into all that. But and
But you're gonna have that no matter what relationship you're in.
she
If you,
was
yeah.
she was still coming to the Mark Tree show, helping set up because she's a trainee and stuff like that. And I just left the personal bullshit out of the dressing room. You know what I'm
Awesome,
saying? I
man.
didn't bring it back there. I didn't argue with her. I didn't make her feel uncomfortable. I never talked shit. It was like, hey, you do your thing. I'm doing my thing, and that's just the way it is. I just didn't let it get into the locker room. You know,
Awesome,
I just
awesome.
it was just one of them things. It's a business. It's a
Right.
business. She's there. As long as she did what she was supposed to do, shit like that, everything was cool. But it's a business. I didn't bring it into the locker room. It's like, hey, when we leave here, I might text you some shit and tell you to go fuck off. But right now, we at wrestling. Right now, it's about the wrestling show, and it ain't about me and you and our bullshit.
Yeah, and it's we always, with my ex, we always had to sit down sometimes. Here was the thing I always did. Uh, Before I said something or before I did something, I would always say, "Does this benefit my children?" And all of the shows you see me at, I brought all three of my kids, or at least two of them. They were always with me on the weekends. But if it's not going to benefit them, but when they get older, they know what's going on. So mine are all grown. So one day yours is all going to be grown. So
I still got a little bit, man. I went and had me another one. I got a little 6-year-old, so it kind
oh
of.
God, oh
Yeah, and I got
no,
a 10-year-old too. So I mean, I still got quite a while before they're all grown and out of
no.
my damn house. But
I can't do that. I can't do that. All right. Here's what we did. We had Big John Dalton on the first week or the second week of this month. We got you on now. And what I did is Chat GBT's an AI. Me being an old guy, I'm trying to teach myself AI. And I just shoved into the AI. I said, give me 10 questions to ask professional wrestlers. And this reveals a lot of stuff. It's really good. Some good questions there, and then we'll get 5. We'll go to a commercial break, do 5 more, and then you have to join us on Patreon because we're going to talk to him just like we did BJD about what does he eat on the road after the matches. It's all about food. Me, I'm a fat ass, so I like to talk about food. So here we go. Here's the first question. What match or moment did it happen that made you fall in love with wrestling? What can you think about when you were a kid?
really, again, I got to bring up my mama. Got to bring her up. The only time we could stay up late was wrestling. The only time we could stay up late on a Sunday, wrestling. The only time we could eat in the living room was during wrestling. Um, Bret Hart was always my favorite. Always, I still think he's the greatest of all time. It was just our mother, man. Really, my brother David was the biggest wrestling fan out of the family, but it was just our mother. We went to a couple house shows up in Boston and stuff like that. But it was like that was always the only time we could stay up late on a school night was when wrestling was on.
So it
So
was a big
I would
deal,
have to
yeah.
really say it wasn't really a match. I would just have to say it was, big. My mother was a big part of it.
Awesome. What is something I love this question right here. What is something about being a wrestler that fans don't understand?
Huh.
What is something they just don't get?
Man, there's a lot of stuff. Whew. We give up a lot. We give up our families. We give up our time. We give our body, man. We give up our bodies. We beat the hell out of our bodies to entertain, man. We, you give up so much with wrestling because I mean you give everything up, your whole life, your family, your buddy.
You do. That's one of the reasons I quit promoting. It's because that's all it was. It
Because
was
it's
just,
not even on show night, man. It's not even on show night. I mean,
no, it's all the
you're
time.
working like if you're running the show, and like I said, I don't run the show in Osceola. I'm a big hand in it. I help, but it's a everyday thing. It's an everyday thing in the group chat. Hey, we need to do this. Hey, we need a flyer that says this. Hey, we need to do this. We need to talk to this person. We need to do this. It's just every day, every day. Maybe not if you're a wrestler, which even when you're a wrestler, even us, hell, we wrestled 3, 4 days a week. Everything was about wrestling. But it just when you're behind the scenes of a wrestling show, I mean, it takes everything. It absolutely everything, all your time. It takes years off your life, your body. I've had two major surgeries. My brother Harry's had a major surgery, got his neck fused. My brother David's had several. Me, Harry, and David all have the same scar on our neck, and we've all had the same surgery done to our neck. We've all had our neck fused, all three of us.
Damn. Yeah. I got bad knees. I only did the managing thing for 5 years, and I got bad knees from it. So I cannot imagine what your bodies feel like. So,
Like
what is one of those? Here's the next question. What's one of those matches that you had that you consider like one of your best matches ever, but maybe everyone else didn't really put it over, but you're really proud of that match? And it could be at any time during your career. You've been wrestling for how long?
almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I'd really have to say, man, I did some training and stuff like that, like long time ago when Harry was training and stuff. I was just always worried about looking stupid. I was always worried about messing up. I was too worried what I looked like rather than anything else. But I'd have to say, me and David wrestling Harry and Motley.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Yeah.
I came into the business, which I reffed. I always did security, and I did different stuff. But I came into the business really when I was full fledged. I'm wrestling. That's it. No more bullshit. But I came in tagging with my brother Harry, going against David and Motley. So you can imagine a greenhorn jumping in the ring with three of the best workers anywhere. I mean, without a doubt, them three, psychology wise, put matches together, the minds they have, three of the best around.
And
Without,
you
I
had to
mean,
keep
without
up
a
with them.
doubt to me. And I had to go out there and I had to keep up with him. Here's fucking Harry, Spot Monkey, this. So I'm like, all right, all right. And then here's Motley. All right, another heat, another heat, another heat. Taking 3 or 4 heats, fucking got 15, 20 hot tags. It was hard, man. It was hard. It was hard coming out, working with Serpent and going against David and Motley. But it was just hard because the expectations of C Money coming out were way higher than I was really able to carry it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're like, oh, Serpent, Spyro. I mean, they were doing high flying shit when high flying shit wasn't even cool.
Oh, yeah.
And
That
here it
was,
is, the little brothers. So now it's like, oh yeah, let's see what he got. Oh yeah, we're expecting this. So I'd have to say wrestling David and Motley tagged up with Harry, which I've had several, like wrestling my son, a dream come true. I've
yeah,
got
I
to
bet.
wrestle my
Yeah.
son. I've watched him all his life in MCW in the ring. Always the belts we bought him, wrestlers, and then to see him actually do it and be able to wrestle him. And I was able to tag with him. I've held the tag team titles as a Devil's Reject and as me and him. So there's a lot of different matches that mean a lot. Here a couple years ago when I was having surgery on my neck. it just got to the point where every time I bumped, I was worried about hurting myself. So I'd try to catch myself, and then I would end up hurting myself. And I wasn't really sure if I was ever going to be able to do it again. So I got to wrestle with my brother Harry, my brother David, my nephew, which was a Devil's Reject, my son, my other nephew got the rep. So there was like 5 of us. The whole family were on one side, and we all got to tag up and wrestle together. The first and only time ever.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah, I just I guess the interest, my girls never had an interest after we quit going to the matches on a
But
regular
that's not a
basis.
bad thing.
No, it's not. They have their own lives. All right, here you go. This is kind of fantasy booking, but if you could bring somebody to Osceola, and this question says past or present, but I'm gonna go ahead and let you. And you're standing right across the ring from somebody, and to cut a promo on them, who would it be? Who would you pick? Who's somebody you wanted to work with but never had the chance to do an angle or something with them?
I don't really, honestly, I mean, I've really worked, most of the independent scene people that I wanted to and stuff like that. But I always wanted to work tattoo.
You never worked tattoo after all these
I've
years?
never worked tattoo, and back in the day, he wrestled a little bit different, but we're all getting older now. But yeah, I always wanted to wrestle tattoo. I always liked his high flying stuff. Thought he was a great worker. I always wanted to work him, and I never have.
Awesome. Good answer. Good answer. So we talked about right at the front of you promoting, and then being there in Osceola every Friday night. What? So tell me, in the next 5 years, what's the future bring for C Money? Are you ever going to say, okay, I'm not going to the matches, I'm not going to be there Friday night, I'm not going to? Are you just in 5 years you still see yourself promoting and being there?
That's a trick question, because I mean, every other month I'm like, I'm so tired of this shit. It's really a trick question. Do I see me wrestling in 5 years? No, I don't. I mean, I don't know how long my body could really do it, but as long as there's a show in our family, then I'm most likely going to be there.
I knew that was going to be the
except if I get fired again.
There you go. I knew something happened, and I didn't want to talk about that. I see some social media stuff, and I said, "Is this an angle?" And then some of the stuff you said, I was like, "No, Carl's."
It wasn't an angle at first, but then
right, and then he turned it in.
Yeah. But
right,
if I don't get fired. If I don't get fired and MCW isn't sold out of the family, I don't see me not being a part of it. Like I said, I have another daughter, another son, fixing their training. So my son will probably be wrestling before my daughter is. But I got other little ones that my 10-year-old, she swears up and down she's going to be a wrestler. So, I mean, I don't see me as probably ever being away from the wrestling business, just because I'll always support my kids, and I'll always want to be a part of it with them.
Right.
I am a big part of the reason, well, not just me, but I am a big part of the reason why they love it so much.
Right. Yeah, it is. I mean, they're used to going. I mean, that's the thing, and being there also with their, your mom's a big part of it, as we talked. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to do 5 more questions. Wrestling fans, are you ready? Every Friday night in Osceola, Arkansas, MCW, the legacy continues. Live, hard-hitting, family-friendly wrestling action every Friday night at the MCW Arena located at 1098 West Kaiser. Doors open at 6:30 and the action starts at 8 p.m. sharp. Don't miss your chance to see the stars of MCW battling out in the ring, rivals, drama, and slam-packed action. The following wrestling superstars are appearing: Chase McCoy, C Money, LA Hustlers, Party Factor, Zaya Wolf, DJ Cash, JT Williams, Galen Ray, Serpent, 187, Luke, Justice, and many, many more. Here's what I want you to do. If you have any questions, I want you to search Facebook for Osceola's Mid-Southern Championship Wrestling. All ticket information, how to get your ticket, what time the show starts, everything right there on Facebook. All tickets are on sale right now. Be there!
Don't miss Memphis Wrestling Live! Next Sunday, June 29th, James Ellsworth returns. Plus, the return of Shark Boy! Saturday, July 12th, don't miss Luchador Wrestling Night with the Arkansas Travelers in Little Rock, featuring former WWE United States Champion Kalisto. July 17th and 18th, Memphis Wrestling Kids Camp returns, powered by Lenny Subs. Registration is now open. Sunday, July 20th, don't miss Gilbert. Don't miss your chance to meet WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi. All tickets are on sale now. Get yours right now at memphiswrestling.tv.
All right, back for commercial. What is an angle? I have a few of them that people did this to me. I come up with this. I've told this story before, but I come up with it. We had a Southern Pride team, and I wanted to have a team, two guys, call them Ghetto Fabulous, and I wanted Derek King and some other guy to do this, okay? They're all baby faces, and the heels turn on the Southern Pride team, and they hang them. The heels hang. The heels, the actual Ghetto Fabulous turns on Southern Pride, and they hang them. And no one would let me do that angle. Little controversial, probably something I shouldn't have done. But was there ever an angle that you pitched with your family, and they said, "No, we're not going to do that"?
No, I don't really think so, honestly.
Oh wow!
We don't really have a problem pushing the envelope. You know, I don't think there's ever been an angle or something that we haven't done. Even with me and Harry, it got pretty heated, pretty hot and heavy. Here not too long ago, having an angle with my son, I beat the shit out of him with the belt. Harry too, DJ Cash, my 14-year-old daughter that refs, I beat her with the belt in the ring. My son that refs, I beat him in the belt with ring. Harry's son that's like 12 years old, I beat him in the belt with a ring, in the ring with a belt. So I don't think anything. I mean, we have no problem pushing the envelope. We have no problem making it real.
And do you think that's what keeps drawing there? Because I know y'all have ups and downs, just like everybody else does. But overall, that building draws a good average crowd and has for years. Do you think it is part of that pushing the angle? And because everybody knows y'all, right, in Osceola?
Yeah, but we're good at pushing an angle, man. We're good at making you believe it. Well, my mom's sitting there in the audience crying, and people are seeing her. They're like, "Oh shit, this is real."
Right.
But
right.
no, honestly, the crowd slacked off and stuff before before my brothers got it and stuff. But honestly, man, it's about we make it a family show. We all, bad or good, got a connection with the fans. We're all about our fans. We're all about our fans. We went down to a show in Alabama that was like 6 hours away and brought 20 something people with us
Oh wow.
down to somebody else's show, just we're connected with our fans. We Christmas, we do a movie with the Grinch and we have hot chocolate, stuff like that, and the fans come in. Halloween, we do trunk or treat where we have 15, 20 cars every year. It's been getting bigger, but we have 15, 20 cars out there giving candy. And then we put on a free show and we let the fans come in and hot chocolate and stuff like that. And we put on a free show, don't even charge them. Thanksgiving, we call it Fansgiving. We cook a bunch of food, allow the fans to come eat. Started a thing, karaoke with the King. Fans can come sing karaoke with Derek King and, my brothers and stuff like that. And we catch heat sometimes. We catch heat about being involved with fans and stuff like that. But it works for us. Our fans feel like they're family. Our fans feel like they're more than just money. Because they are.
Right.
Because they
Right.
are. Because
Yeah.
heck, I'm seeing parents now that used to be little kids back when I started. And now they're bringing their kids and all this stuff, and they keep on coming back. And this is 20 years. I mean, we've had fans from 20 years ago, their grandchildren.
That building has got to be one of those, man, I guess I want to say like a throwback from the territories in the sense that you've promoted it for so many years and they still come out to see it. Folks, Osceola is not a huge town. It really, if you've never been to Osceola, it's a middle-sized town. But man, every time I was there was a good crowd, and what the people that were there were really into it. When I went to Tuckerman a couple of times, there was huge crowds, but they weren't as into it. And I think it's because y'all have the crowd so close too. You have them right there, even sitting at the back of the bleachers. It's almost like you're right there in the ring with you guys. And I think that makes a difference. All right,
We've also done tons of upgrades. We painted. We got a ramp.
I've only seen pictures. I hadn't been. I need to come and see the new
We're always doing upgrades, man. Always upgrading. Harry is always getting new shit, aprons, skirts, and all that stuff, and we promote the hell out of it, man. You'll look on MCW page, and you'll see some of our flyers and stuff shared over 100 times. You'll see their show on Sunday. You'll see that shared a bunch of times, but you'll see 4,000 views just overnight. We stay connected with our fans. We love the fans. If it wasn't for the fans, then we wouldn't be able to do what we love so much.
I agree. So tell me, you're doing the promoting. You're helping bring wrestlers in and stuff. Is there somebody that you're watching now that you say is going to be a big deal? That you want people to look at and they deserve more attention?
For one, Aaron Roberts, you gotta love him. I hope he goes so far in the business. He's such a humble guy, got such a good mind for the business. He loves to give back. He gives back. Even anytime he comes to Osceola, he's watching it on the screen when they come back. Hey, bro, try this, or hey, do this. But not tooting our horn, man. But my son and our nephew, they're good, man. These boys, they're good. Once they get the psychology down and get to put everything together, they're really good, man. They can work their asses off for the short time they've been in it. And I mean, really, they're working a bunch of places now. They're maybe not all of them they should be, but they're working a bunch of places now. But I don't know. I'd have to say CJ and DJ, man. They've
Well,
just
you know, it is about repetition. You may be doing something that you've been doing for 3 years, and then all of a sudden you're in the ring and you say to yourself, "Hey, I just noticed something," kind of thing. And it's we always learn. I've said that to BJD during the interview. I've learned tons of shit working, with Memphis Wrestling, because I didn't see it, like that. I didn't see it as a TV product. Wrestling was, I watched it on television, but I didn't have I didn't see it as a TV product, which is a total different animal than running house shows and stuff.
Oh,
All right, so go ahead.
I said absolutely. That TV show, it's a big difference. And that's why a lot of the trainees and stuff from Memphis come to Osceola. Like,
Right, I noticed that. Yeah, they're all on the show. It gives them some repetitions. And,
yeah, because I mean, and you can go out there and work 3-4 minutes, but it's a whole different story when you're working to the crowd and not the camera.
Yep.
Like,
I know it.
Draco will say, Memphis trained me, Osceola taught me how to wrestle.
Yeah, and it is. You got a lot more time, with
Yeah.
with the Memphis stuff. And
And
Dustin was on here.
Dustin Starr he's a madman. He's a fucking genius, man. He is. Some of the stuff he does with some of the people, and I'm just like, and then I'm like,
Oh, I've said this before. I don't think, and I don't just say it because I work with them, but I think they have some of the best booking in the business, because you don't see it. I don't get spoilers, so I can look at the show and review it as,
but
as a fan.
I don't think it's the booking. Everybody wants to be on TV. I mean, you got TV. It's really not hard to get the workers. I don't really think it's the booking. I think it's how he uses people.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You see somebody like Simon, that's been in the business forever, and you don't think they could do. Brett Michaels been in the business forever. All these guys have been in the business for a long time, and they're using them correctly. You're right. You're right about that.
He's got a smart mind when it comes to putting them where they need to be, and okay, do this because you can't do that. I mean, Dustin's smart, man. He's smart when it comes to the business. But hell, he's been doing it forever too.
I know it's a science too. He's turned it into a science, that TV show. He knows 8 minutes after this commercial, 4 minutes after. You know what I'm saying? It's just so lined up. All right, here's a good one. What's the strangest place you've ever wrestled at? Mine was a shed one night. We drew 100 people in Auburn, Missouri, and they had a dressing room that had a dirt floor. And that was the worst. And I was promoting the damn thing, and Derek was there, and there was a snake, and he almost didn't come back into the building to wrestle. So what is one of the strangest places you ever had to wrestle?
Man, I don't know, to be honest with you. That's a hard one. Wrestled in parking lots, wrestled in not really barns, but rodeo places where it was all dirt throughout the whole thing. I don't know. That's a hard one because I've never really wrestled in any really weird places.
Yeah, still though, you do anything. We did talk about doing a fair one time. I thought I was going to die. It was so hot. But doing the outside shows and everything, people don't realize how much it goes into just putting together something like that.
Yeah, well, we've done shows like Luxora. We've done shows where we put the ring in the middle of the road and the show. We've done that several times. But
wow.
That's.
Do you? All right, we got 2 more questions. Do you have anything that you do? I don't know, you would call them pre-match rituals, superstitions, or anything like that you do every time before you step out, or you're going to wrestle? Do you tape that left, as we call it, finger? Do you do your left finger? Do you, tape your toe or something like? Is there something that you wear a certain necklace that helps you?
No, I'm not very superstitious, man. I'm not. Before I wrestle, we're normally all just shooting the shit, kicking it, like talking about the show, talking about the match. Nothing really. I could say I don't know if it's really a family thing, but I guess before we go out there, me and my brothers, son, nephew, we bounce around, jump around, stuff like that. Just we've always done that. Get ready for the music. We're out jumping around, bouncing around and stuff. Just trying to get the blood flowing and be like, yeah, here we go. Kind of deal. So I mean, I guess that.
There you go. That is different. That is different. This question is going to be different for you because you've been in the business so long. And like you said, you're probably not going to be wrestling for another 5 years. But if they gave you C Money gets 5 minutes on WWE TV, uncensored, what are you going to tell the wrestling world?
Stop spending all your damn money on WWE and go to an independent show.
There you go. I thought you was going to say come to Osceola, Arkansas, but that is
Any
exactly what you
independent
said.
show,
It don't
man.
matter. Just
Come
I know those tickets.
Come see the guys that are trying to make it.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is that Drew Galloway always likes to McIntyre Galloway, whatever his name is now, likes to say that. He always tells people try to support. Like if they're in town and there's a lot of independent wrestling around for WrestleMania, he'll always say, "Guys, go out of your way to support those guys." And tickets are. Some people paid $30,000 to go to fucking WrestleMania this past year. $30,000.
But won't spend $10 to go see an independent show. Hey, independent guys are working so much harder to make it there. Independent shows are way better to watch than WWE, in my opinion, because they're trying to make it. They work their ass off. Maybe not all shows.
Oh no, you're gonna have you're gonna have a bunch of shows where nobody knows what they're doing, and we know that. That was one of the things, and I probably discussed this. I went to Osceola and came back the first time saying, "Good God, the East Coast bad boys." They were doing shit what everyone calls flippity floppity, like you said earlier, spot monkey stuff, but they had the psychology. They knew what they were doing, but no one else in this area was doing any of that stuff. You would go there. They were good at it. Hey, guys, 5 questions. You got to join Patreon to hear those 5 questions. It's only $5, but we're going to wrap the main feed up right now. Same bad time, same bad channel on the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, C Money knows this. I love my mama.